Hi everybody, I had a cool question. I'm going to answer this question personally, share some thoughts on it. Then I'm going to do a journey into the question and share some perspective from the spirit realm. So the question is about the evil eye, okay? So it says, Abbey, have you ever looked at the evil eye? People in many parts of the world believe it is real, and I'm actually curious about it myself. If you have time, will you please explore this topic? Okay. Yes, I will explore this topic, and I also drew a picture to talk about it, okay? And so hopefully you can see this. So this is you. And as you can see, you're full of love. Everybody is full of love because our soul is our light. Our light is love, okay? So there's love that you express consciously, unconsciously, subconsciously. Your soul is always like expressing love in every single direction, okay? So let's say evil is happening, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. Evil is happening, and it's happening directly to you, right? It's happening directly to you. Evil is happening directly to you. Let's say someone looks at you wrong. There's got to be something evil about that look. What's it doing to you? Nothing. It literally hits the wall of your light and your love, and it just bounces back to wherever evil comes from, because you're not choosing to ingest it. You're not bringing it inside yourself. So evil eye is an opportunity for you to be afraid or for you to feel at peace, because there's nothing that can hurt you. You're full of love, and love is the strongest power of them all. Evil is not more powerful than love. When love becomes afraid, now it is an open door for evil to get in there, and it can saturate you. It can break you down. It can do all kinds of stuff because you're not confident in yourself. What's interesting as human beings, we we live in a complicated world, right? So you have to figure this out. You have to figure out how bright and how amazing and how incredible and how powerful love is. Either you learn it from other people, they actually tell it to you, or you figure it out for yourself. And you have to know this completely, okay? So here, let's say this is Abbey, all right? And here I'm making this video, I'm putting myself out there on YouTube, and let's say someone really doesn't like me. Someone hates me. Someone wants terrible things to happen to me. Do you see this right here? I am just a mirror into themselves. So my love is all around me, and my love actually has compassion for them. So my love actually can reach them and help them, whether I'm consciously doing it or unconsciously or whatever. The intention is always to help. And so I have nothing against this evil person and their evil inspirations, or they're just simply a human being going through a bad day and they see a happy person like me and then they hate me. It has nothing to do with me. Can you see? This happens. And so what they want for me is actually what they're creating for themselves. So let's say you really feel strongly someone has cursed you. So their evil has seeped into your soul and now can do things to you. So now you kind of renounced, right, that they're actually just doing that to themselves. They're not doing it to you. They're doing it to themselves. So their curse now seeped into you. Now, how do you get it out of you? How are you going to get it out of you? There's some kind of strange link going on here. So I exist in a space where I don't relate to any of this stuff because I don't have to. Like, I don't have to relate to it because I'm so solid with this picture that people can think whatever they want to think about me. That's just their issue, okay? Their issue. I'm rubber, you're glue. See? Love is rubber, evil is glue. So whatever you send to me bounces off of me and sticks to you, all right? I even wrote a little something over here. See how the love, can also impact the evil, because what's evil afraid of? Evil is afraid of love. So you're just as influential of scary. Like, evil is scary, right? But to evil, love is scary. Evil is terrified of this. And you're full of this, okay? You're full of love, and evil's terrified of love. That's why it wants to seep into you, break you down, and make you feel like crap, okay? So that way it can grow and be more threatening and scary, but it's just like a sad person, a sad, lost soul that needs love, which it's afraid of, in order to actually mend and heal, okay? So that's why I teach people how to get strong in who they are, get strong in the center of who they are, get strong in their own light, not be afraid to look at gross stuff, not be afraid to look at gross stuff, nothing to be afraid of, okay? So I wrote over here that that love digests the evil. You know, love actually heals the world. Love heals the evil in people. Love, because just think about yourself for a minute here. What is something about yourself that, let's not, maybe the word evil doesn't apply, but it's something that you struggle with. You know, is depression evil? Yeah, if you're killing yourself. So that is quite powerful, influential, and dark as all get out. And so the depression got into you, right? Is that the evil eye? It's all the same energy. It's all the influential energy that wants to get in there and destroy your life, and you let it, okay? That's why you have to grow and become strong with love again, so you can overcome this stuff. And so evil could be murderous, it could be a curse, it could be demonic, or it could just be self-destructive behaviors. It could be your personal bad side, addiction, depression, hate, anger issues, you know? Got into you, made you change, made you different from your love, right? But see, evil is digested by love. So we put the evil into our hearts, and our hearts do all the work, okay? Don't be afraid of that idea. Don't be afraid of that idea. I remember the first time, I didn't realize this. This was, I don't know how many years ago it was, but Archangel Metatron had showed me something. And he showed me actually digesting, like creating the buffet. It wasn't like he created it. It was just there for him of all this toxic energy. And he said, Abby, just give me the toxic energy. Just give it to me. And it was like all there. And he just started eating it, okay? Like it was ice cream or something. And he just put it all inside of himself, like gulped it down. And he showed me not to be afraid of dark energy, that you can actually bring it inside yourself and digest it. It's just like putting another log on the fire. As the fire dies out, but we can feed the fire. And the fire is the love inside ourselves. So we can put the dark energy in the love inside ourselves, and it actually transforms it. So something happened, let's say, that scared you, and now it's come inside of you. You're going to have to take a nice inhale, exhale, okay? You're safe to go through this experience. I don't have any judgment, anybody who is going through a situation, and they really relate to this evil eye thing. If that is what you relate to, then that's your reality. I have no judgment against your reality. That's your reality. So you got to get your reality right again, because we got to get your relationship with love and the strength inside yourself strong, so that you can see this past you, or you've outgrown it. You know what I mean? And so if it seeps inside, it's time for you to actually face it. And how do you face something that's inside yourself? I use a technique I call journeying, and it only requires you to close your eyes and actually take a look at what the evil looks like. So if you were to say, I've been cursed, I'd want you to take the time to tell me, well, what's the curse look like? How's that curse make you feel? Where do you feel like the curse came from? If you were to close your eyes, you would actually be able to navigate in your imagination, which is actually how you see interdimensional spaces and you traverse the infinite universe. Because your soul is consciousness, and it's a part of all consciousness. So this is just one technique, is closing your eyes and actually starting to look at it as though you have the power to heal it, okay? You have the power to heal this. I've already been in a situation where I ingested fear, and it took a lot of time for me to overcome it. And I talk about that psychic attack experience, which I'm convinced, I mean, it attracted a lot of dark things, but I also convinced I was going through kind of an awakening scenario where it was like an ego breakdown. And it was so bad that my ego got in the way of my spiritual growth and started to create a lot of havoc. But I had to get right with love inside myself and know this was a safe experience. And that wasn't easy. I didn't even believe I could overcome it at first, okay? I had to learn how to overcome it. Now that I've learned how to overcome it, it's easy to overcome this stuff for me now because I understand. If it's scary, you have to face it. If it's scary, you have to face it, especially in the energy world. So whatever scary in the energy world, you can close your eyes and tune into it, not run away from it, but tune into it and say, hey, I'm safe to look at you. Hey, I'm safe to face you. Hey, I'm safe to shake your hand and thank you for scaring the living daylights out of me. Hey, I'm safe to hug you. Even if it scares me, I'm safe to hug you. I'm safe to stand by you. You see how now you're invading its space and you're challenging it to either stay or go, because now you're coming to peace with it and you're not running away from it anymore. It's just a conversation. But I do want to chill. And I want to have a moment here to tap into evil eye as something that we can explore in the energy world. I can channel a message on this. So we've got this human conversation, but then we can have a spiritual conversation and just see what the universe would like to share about this. And I want to thank you also for asking the question. And I know this question is going to help a lot of other people and give people something to think about. I mean, maybe evil eye is not your thing, but it's still spiritual. Anything else is your thing. This still gives you something to think about. Okay, here we go. So what would the universe like to share here in response to this question about the evil eye? Okay. Okay, so I'm sort of standing at a doorway where I could walk into some very dark material. But I'm also sort of in the presence of a lot of light. And the question is, do I want to leave the light to go into the dark? Or do I want to bring the light into the dark with me? And so is it a doorway to light, or am I the doorway of light? So if I am myself the doorway of light, then if I go into dark places, I bring the light with me. If I leave the light behind and I go into dark places, I'm just becoming dark myself. So I have to know where I am with my own light. Now there's this concept that the dark has made a decision. And the dark has made a decision to go through my doorway of light. And to challenge my doorway of light. So let's go back to the original scene. I'm standing with an opportunity to enter into the dark. I could leave my light behind and go into the dark, or I could take my light into the dark with me, because I am a doorway of light. And the light shines through me. I am of the light. I am of love. Love is everything. So love isn't just the purest of the purest, wonderfulest, snuggly love you could ever imagine. It's everything in creation and destruction is what creates love, okay? Love is then the evil and the good and the meaning behind all these exchanges that we have. And once you start to understand it and become at peace with it, you grow in love. You become stronger in love. So now the dark wants to enter into your doorway. Does the dark take its dark self with itself into your doorway of light? Did you get to decide whether you wanted to let the dark in or not? So it's standing right out your door, right outside your house, let's say. And you're looking out and saying, ooh, who's this weirdo? Why don't I open the door and let them into my home? And let them do whatever they want in here. Now, well, it's like your home is your heart. Your heart is where your home is. Your home is where the heart is. So you have a dark thing standing outside the door of your heart, and your heart is open. Your heart is open. And the dark says, oh, heart is open. I'll just waltz right in here. So there's this sort of pause as we think about this, okay? Now your home door is open and people can just come in and out whenever they feel like. But they say that's how the universe actually is. We are completely open doors at all times. And it's like they show me like an insanely tall building, but then they take away all the walls and floors. So it's kind of like this invisible ladder of dimensional experiences and realities that are as high or as low as we could possibly fathom. And then we integrate in all at the same time. We're at the nucleus of all dimensions of experience. We're not just in one experience, we're in every experience simultaneously, and we are an open door to every single thing. So the whole conversation about what allowed you to be aware of something. Because there's dark stuff walking through us and there's light stuff walking through us every concept of a day and a night. And we are also all it, because we are part of the material, every single thing in all of existence, okay? So you are the dark thing. You are the evil eye. As you are also God, as you are also Jesus, as you are also Mother Earth, as you are also me, as you are also yourself, as you are also every single thing that you like and dislike. But you're working through a human concept, okay? And then when you're working through a human concept, we have a lot of reason to be suspicious. We have a lot of reason to doubt. We have a lot of reason to, just have different reactions to things. And not trust, not have faith. Feel like we need to use all logic without any creativity. And now we have to go with the flow and trust in something. Like the whole experience of being human, So you're an open door of light. And you're allowed now to be aware of a dark thing that has had the opportunity to enter into your doorway. And they're telling me that if you feel like you're resonating here, that an evil eye event has happened to you, then that means you are allowed to be aware of a dark thing at your door that has walked into your doorway of light. And so now you're going to have to work with something beyond yourself in order to grow, in order to face this, in order to move on to the next thing. Or you can stay on this thing for this rest of this life and many other lifetimes to come. So, now that we've had this conversation, you get to decide if you want to take your light to dark places, if you want to go into dark places, if you want to stay in light places. And also, you're going to be allowed to be aware of a dark thing. There's a bajillion dark things walking through your door all the time, but you're only going to be allowed to be aware of one, let's say, every now and then. A challenge. So, where do we go from here? Like, what's the next step? Dark thing is entered into the doorway of your light. What's the next step? They show me it's kind of like when you get sick, you catch a bug. Why were you allowed to catch the bug? Was it really because your immune system was depleted? Was it really because you needed to take more vitamin C? Or maybe it's just going around and you happen to get it. Or maybe it's something in that bug that you needed to learn some new information, go through some downtime, feel a little bit of pain, recover, feel a million times better, and get on to new things. Like, why does that happen? Maybe it happens for biological reasons, logical, scientific reasons, or maybe there's something more interdimensional and spiritual about it. And so these things happen for all the right reasons. So if you have an evil eye experience, it's happening for all the right reasons, okay? You're safe to have this experience. You're a doorway of light. You're amazing. Now you're going to learn some stuff. Okay. There's just sort of a pause. We're just in a state of kind of contemplation or reflection. All right, you're deciding. It represents that you're deciding if you are smaller or bigger than the dark thing that came in. And they're showing me it's not as shallow as that. If you're bigger than the bully physically or smaller than the bully, that helps you understand your odds against the bully, the dark thing. That this is about the depth of your connection with the love and the light of all that you are, and your connection with all that you are, strengthening your spiritual nature. And they show me when you size up the dark thing, see it as your best friend here to help you out. Change its meaning from bully to love, something loving. They even tell me, so we're going to go back when I was mentioning at the end of this conversation here about this, a visualization process. And they're showing me in a visualization process, but you're going to have to feel it, okay? You're going to have to feel present with your fear. They're showing me, you close your eyes and you just visualize a doorway of light, and you're basically looking at the doorway of light of yourself. So you're just an onlooker. And you see a little speck of dirt. You could even imagine like, ouch, I just got a splinter, or gross, I just caught a bug, you know. That stuff happens. And so you watch yourself sort of breathe in or scuff up against some sort of sharp little dark object. And you just see it there in your doorway of light, and it's just there. And you see yourself in the doorway of light thinking, you can't really use your eyes to see what it is, where it is, why it is, as the doorway of light. You just know it's there. Your onlooker eyes, though, see it, and they don't really care why it's there, what it's doing there. They just want to help. Your onlooker self just wants to help you heal this, remove this, clean this, release this, transform this, whatever language you want to use. And so I see another reflection of you full of light comes over to, it's just a little black thing in a bunch of light in every single direction. And you touch it with your finger, and you see it's just a small, sad thing. It's just like a little bug that hits your windshield and still alive somehow. Makes you feel sorry for it. The only reason you translated it as evil and powerful was because you misinterpreted it. You felt its own toxicity, you felt its own pain. And its pain was loud, and you were sensitive to it, and you translated it in a way where it was evil threat, but really it was just a bug that hit your windshield, and it's just twitching there, begging for some help. And so as a gift of love to the world, to the spirit realm, interdimensionally, a gift to yourself as well, you take a finger of light and you touch the little speck, and you just hold your finger there. You even cry for its pain. You say, I'm so sorry that you struggle with inner demons. It's like someone else's pain. Let's think of a human being who just has a bad attitude. But if you were to look inside their mirror, you would see perhaps an abused child, and they had no means to really mend or heal what they went through. And their only way to deal with it was to grow into becoming a bitter adult. Do you see, their inner demons aren't powerful, they're actually breaking them down. And that's their sadness, not your sadness. You are becoming stronger through this experience, the log and the fire, digesting that dark energy and actually empowering it with love. So just hold your finger, right? This light side of you just holds its finger on the dark speck and says, I'm so sorry for your pain. So sorry for your story. I know I don't know all the details, but you're in pain, and I want to see a world that's not in pain. And I don't want your pain. I want to work through my life in the door of light that I am. I'm going to help you heal, and I'm going to let you go. So you keep holding your finger there until you feel this sense that, you know what? The light is within this thing, within this curse, within this evil look, within this dark influence, within this smudge in my soul. The light and the love is within it, and it's being guided back to God. And I'm letting it go now from my door of light. Now I'm starting to see that my door of light was more like guiding this in so that I could heal it. But in my human state, I succumbed to all that vulnerable energy, and I interpreted it wrong, where it needs help. It wants to hurt me, but no, it doesn't. It actually just needs help. And here I am to help it energetically. And so you put the love into it. You just keep putting the love into it. Now, this could be a situation because they're kind of showing me someone is just a passerby in and out of your life versus someone who's a neighbor that's just rude. It's just always rude. You have to keep doing the same thing. You're there and they're there, and you're crossing paths for all the right reasons, and you have to trust in that. And so let go of worry or fear and just send them light. Visualize light around them. Visualize love happening for them. See that maybe they're a wounded animal. They got their hand caught in a bear trap or something. And remove their hand from the pain. Put the love into their hand. Put the love into their body, into their mind. See good things happening for them. This isn't because they earned it or they deserve it, and no, they don't deserve any of that. That's the ego and the mind translating right and wrong. We're just talking about human beings trying to survive a messed up human world, and some of us are way more vulnerable to being our worst selves, and some of us, we have to keep being stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger all the time, and now we have to be stronger for ourselves and them, and it gets annoying. But no, it's not about right and wrong, balancing of the scales. You're crossing each other's paths for all the right reasons. Send them light. Be an angel in this world. They're not here to destroy you so much as you're here to mend and heal their pain. And however that wants to go, just keep being the angelic force that you are. You know what I mean? So they show me this. A human exchange, human to human exchange, okay? Now they show me an idea that there's a recurring dream and a dark being in a recurring dream. So before you go to sleep, you put on your angel outfit because that's who you are. I acknowledge that I am an angel. I acknowledge I'm a being of light. I acknowledge I'm part of God's love. I acknowledge I'm part of all the darkest and the lightest of all the infinite universe, and I'm safe to be all that I am, and I'm safe to face all that is out there, and I'm not afraid. And even if I'm going to trip up because some kind of surprise happened and I wasn't prepared and it scared the living daylights out of me, I'm going to learn how to navigate it with the love that I am, and I'm strong enough to navigate it. And so they show me a kind of like a demonic figure in a dream. And you carry that angelic love and you just send it to him. Thank you for coming to visit me. I can see that you've needed some help. I can see that you've needed to release from the pain. And even when you wake up, you bring that into the dream, but even when you wake up, you just look at the face of your memory of that being, and you see that the face is healed and that it is smiling, and then it's sort of perhaps a baby in the arms of Mother Mary, you know? And that's how you start to change that energy. You start to shift the energy. It's powerful stuff. So the next thing, they want me to see that the light is around you, it is within you, and this is simply a reminder of the truth. So I'm putting it there only because you're putting it there yourself, only because it always was there. You see how this works? I'm just simply reminding you of the truth and helping you feel safe with your powerful light. Helping you feel truly centered with it, truly safe with it. Know it is wise. I mean, you got so much information in there. Easing on in. One more thing comes to me. Oftentimes, you know, even with clients too, when we start working together, they'll mention something like, I've been working with Archangel Michael, I've been working with Jesus, or I've been working with, you know, whoever, and it's just not working, it's not enough, it's not making it stop or go away. And when that's the case, it's oftentimes because you're separating yourself from yourself. So yes, it's going to work asking Archangel Michael or Jesus or just your most loving spiritual being that you just feel so safe with their presence. You just love their presence. That will work because the love is there. But you're going to have to grow into realizing that they're only a reflection of you. So you literally are a part of Archangel Michael, therefore you are a representation of Archangel Michael. You are a representation of Jesus. You are a representation of Buddha or Mother Earth or whoever, okay? You already are. So don't separate yourself from yourself. You already are that love. You already are strong in that love. So now you can stand in the love that you are, which is the truth, and now be that love for any kind of dark energy, whether that's a curse or that's an evil eye scenario, it's someone's jealousy or someone having bad thoughts about you. You be the love to help mend and heal where that comes from inside of them. It has nothing to do with you. And you probably won't even notice half the time. You don't even have to notice because you're already protected. You're already of the light. Your guides will introduce you to, hey, by the way, did you notice this? And then you're going to notice and be like, oh my God, what am I looking at? You know, in the energy world or in the human world. And now you're going to be asked what you're going to do about it. Are you going to fall apart? Are you going to be the light that you are? Are you going to face it? Are you going to heal it? Are you going to send light into it? This world needs more light. So you could say that terrible neighbor, right? Why would I want to send them light? Now let's take a look at world events. It's not necessarily a neighbor. It's just like people that are going through conflict in another country. Now, why would we want to send them light? Well, because we want to help. We want to raise the vibration. We want to bring more unconditional love. We want to bring a healthier outcome. The world has been through enough torture and torment, toxicity. And so we send light into the wars, and we send light where the earthquakes are. We send light to people in tragedy because they're parts of us struggling in those places. And we want to help ourselves. We want to help each other. And so the more light that we send, whether it's close to home or far away from home, we're actually helping the planet get brighter. And we are influencing each other to be able to mend and heal and not be as influenced by the dark things on the inside because that light is there, you know? So you could also make this statement, it's just an idea, if you wear the pendant or, but if you don't, like you can make a statement that says, you know what, today I'm safe to let the exchanges happen. And I know my guides are going to show me what I need to see. I don't need a protection from this because I'm already a part of life and existence. And I don't need to protect myself from my growth. And if there's something I need to look at, I'm not afraid to look at it. I'm full of light and I'm here and I'm called to help heal it or make it better or challenge myself to grow out of something of my own behavior that is breaking me down, that I'm allowing to take place, you know? So you could say, if you wanted to as well, that anyone's negative thoughts, I'm sending them to God. They have nothing to do with me. I'm sending them to God and I'm allowing God to reach them and support them with love. If you need that to be taken out of your hands, because you're just not ready to see yourself as a part of everything and everyone. It's next level, okay? But once you can get to that point, you just ease on in and just live your day, just normal day to day. And there's nothing to fear about today or tomorrow or the next day, or to feel like, you know, the past is weighing us down, which is kind of hard not to feel that way sometimes. But it's life. Every single day, you know, is life. But the more you feel safe in letting each day happen and unfold in an adventurous and mysterious way, the more at peace you are with how the wheel turns, you know, the wheel of life turns and your life story on the wheel of life, you know. So that's all I got to say. I hope you found this supportive. If you're interested in the evil eye, or you just like to hear anything spiritual related, I hope you found this useful. Share it if you feel it's going to help others. Thank you so much for watching. If you are watching and you're interested in having me answer a question of yours, I'm making a list. I've got a lot of good things on my list. So I'm looking forward to diving into some of the things that interest all of you. I'm making some videos about that. All right. I feel like I've said enough. I just keep talking for some reason. Okay. Thank you all so much. If you want help, if you have an evil eye thing, you want help, you can book a session with me. I'd love to help you out in an individual session. You can book a session at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. All right. Have a great day, everyone.